Everybody, it's Lyn from Lyn's Crafts. Today I'm going to share a tutorial on how to make a fish, a goldfish, or a koi, or some sort of fancy fish. So I've got some Primo, I don't even know what it's called, pumpkin orange maybe? Orange? And some Primo Accents translucent. There's lots of ways to mix clays. And this particular, I don't want it too mixed. So I've just chopped it into fine pieces. And I'm gonna mix it this way. Alright, I'm just going to keep mixing this, not really manipulating it much, just going to try to condition it, and I'll be back. Alright, here I've got it where it's conditioned and ready to use. So I'm going to cut off what I think I want for the body. And if you think about how a fish's body is shaped, it's rather like a torpedo kind of shape. Alright, a little thinner along the spine, a little fatter along the belly, tapered to a point at the nose, and this will be the tail, which we can leave sort of flat. Alright, now I'm going to roll out the rest of this for the fins. Alright, I've rolled it out again to about a 4 on my pasta machine. We're going to use a few different tools. I've got a small ball tool. I've got my craft knife. And then I've got a walnut hollow. It's actually from a woodworking set. And it's the scoop gouge. And you can see how small this scoop gouge is. So the first thing we're going to do is decide where the gills are. And yes, I am a fish. If y'all know me very well, my husband and I were high school sweethearts. And some of my friends actually used to call me Little Gillis. Our last name is Gill. Alright, so we've cut the gills, and now we're going to use the woodworking tool. You're going to use it at about this angle. And what you're going to do is push it in and the pattern that you're going to make is rows, and these rows won't line up. So where you've got two, go in the middle with the next one. This is the way a fish's scales really are. Alright, so I'm going to continue doing that to cover the whole body behind the gills. Alright, once again, there's lots of other tools you could use for the scales. You could use a small hollow coffee stirrer straw. You could use the clear plastic cap off of a detail paintbrush. You could even use your ball tool to just make some scale detail. For the eyes, just Google an image of a goldfish and you can see where their eyes are. Alright, as you can tell, I'm looking from the top to try to determine if the eyes are in the same place. Alright, and then again for the mouth. Alright, now we're going to start to work on the fin. Alright, if you're more comfortable, you can always draw a pattern out to decide how you want your fins. I want them to be pretty standard. And I apologize, I'm not used to cutting on paper. I don't normally work on paper. That's just my own personal preference. I usually like to work on glass. As I've mentioned before, I have a bit of a graphic illustrator background, so I'm used to working on a glass table. Alright, and now the tail. And of course all of this will be detailed out, so the shape is really kind of irrelevant. Because as you can see, this is wanting to tear on me. Alright. Okay. We'll start with this upper fin. And the ball tool. And I'm actually going to work on this towel so I can hold it up so you can see a little better. Alright. Alright, now another thing you need to decide is do you want your fish one-sided or two-sided? Is he going to be a pin, a necklace, just a piece of home decor, like a paperweight or something? Alright. And I'm going to do the rest of the pieces that way, and I'll be back. Alright, now I'm going to cut a slit for his dorsal fin to go. Now, if you've never worked with translucent clay, it does have a little different feel to it than just a regular, sorry about that, just a regular clay. It's less, it has a little more spring back to it, if that makes any sense at all. Alright, and I've not attached the other end because the tail will go there. Alright. Alright, now you can see I've added the other fins. Now I'm going to do the tail. A little cut in the tail right there. Easy enough to fix. Alright. Alright. Now you can fold or bend his tail however you want, just like the rest of his fins. Alright, and since I bake on a bed of polyfill, I would just gently lay him in the polyfill and bake him for, I'd actually probably bake this one for an hour. Alright, but first thing I'm going to do is put a jump ring. Or something. Alright, I've got a small jump ring right here in his forehead, and I'll probably poke a hole in one of the other corners of his, maybe both corners. And I may just do that after he's baked. Alright, so I'm going to bake this for an hour at 250, which on my machine is about 275 because I have an oven thermometer in there to regulate my temperature. So 275 for an hour, or 250 for an hour in my case. Alright. Alright, and then I'll come back and show him. Alright, here he is out of the oven, and I did put some rhinestone eyes in before I stuck it in the oven. And these are glass rhinestones. You can find them on eBay under the nail art stuff usually. I get asked this question all the time about why is my Primo so flexible when it comes out of the oven. It will be flexible, and that is what you want. If it were stiff, then it would snap. So, we've got this pretty little translucent fish. And if you want to bring out the detail, you can antique it just with some acrylic paint and then wipe it back off. On one like this, since it's translucent, I would possibly seal it first, and what that will do will help the antiquing slide off better, because it would be a slicker surface. Alright, so there he is. Really turned out cute, either side. Whoops. Alright, that is it for this one. I shall holler at y'all later. Bye now.